Hello and welcome to Mickey Art. My name's Michelle Edhouse and I came out to the studio and I was like, I've got to paint a painting, I've got to paint a painting, I've got to paint a painting. And I was like, wow, that is not a fun energy to be functioning from. And I was just about to go out back inside because I've been looking around, what should I paint on, what would like to be painted on today. I was looking around, and this bottle jumped out at me. Now, I bought this bottle a while ago, and it is just a standard stainless steel water bottle. Just like all the rage these days. And so why I bought it was that so many of them have graphics on them, and this one was completely blank. And I was like, oh, I could paint on that. Anyway, so when I washed it with soap and water, and I realized that this, although it's a matte finish, it's still quite smooth. So I'm just gonna rub over it with this, what size is this? 600 grit sandpaper. Just give it a little bit of tooth to connect in with. And when I was looking at it, I realized, let me just finish running around that. I realized it's got a built-in dribble factor. And I was like, oh, look, we can do a strainer pour without having to get the strainer out. And I haven't really got that sticker off the bottom, so it is coming off a bit better now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit this on top of a little shot glass. I'll take the lid off, tape it up so that the this bit doesn't get covered in paint, and pour paint on it and let it drip down onto this canvas, and we'll see what gets created out the other side. So let me just get the tape and get that taped up for you, and I'll be right back with you. Back! So what I've done, as I said, I have got the painter's tape and just put a really good seal, rubbed it nice and sealed well around there, and put that shot glass in so that that can sit on there. What I did realize though is that I'm going to want to have a really good coverage, especially with the black. So I'm going to start off by putting, my paint is just standard Reeves acrylic fine artist mixed with Floetrol and water, and what that does is just thins it down into a runny form. And so I'm just putting a layer of that on here, just so that as the paint flows down the side, it's got somewhere to flow, and I know that the whole thing is going to be covered, so that if what runs out doesn't cover the whole thing, it's going to be nice and covered. So I'm just going to sit that over there while I do the same thing just to the edges of my canvas, because you never quite know how much is going to hit the canvas when you're doing a runoff painting. So you want to have paint on there so that when it does run off, the whole thing's covered, especially if you're doing it with black. because having white bits of canvas sticking out the side is really not an attractive look. no matter what people tell you. Alright, so there we go, the canvas is covered. With a thin layer. So thin you can see the brush strokes, but that's okay. Let's move that aside. And pop that up there. It's a bit wobbly. Alright. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take you sideways so that you get to see at least the side of what's going on as I'm pouring on. And I am going to start the painting off with some black. Just get that black running down all the way around. Okay. You know what? I want some more. Oh, airplane going overhead. Just dribbling it down the sides. Where the ridges aren't in the bottom, just so that it has paint, because although I've brushed on that other paint, it is a little bit thin in places. Right, now what colours am I using, I suppose you're asking. Oh crikey, that's blowing it out a lot, isn't it? Okay, so I thought I would go metallic, and I've got a couple of different colours, and one of them, this one's not metallic, but this one's that leftover fluorescent pink that I used in the last couple of videos. And then I'm going to come in, this one is a, this is ultramarine mixed with iridescent medium. And I've just realised I've actually got no silicone in any of these. Well, there might be some in this blue because it's pre-mixed for a while, but so this is the silicone I use. This is Durex Play Perfect Glide Personal Lubricant, and the reason I use this one, oh crikey, noisy, reason I use this is it's 100% dimethicone, and dimethicone is a where can I put this so you'll see it there. Dimethicone is a man-made silicone which is great for pouring. I've just put some in the purple as well. Don't stir your silicone in too much, otherwise it will not give you nice big cells. And so this is my third colour, is this purple, and this one is made from the ultramarine blue and crimson red. So slight contrast to the bright pink. And then I'm going to put some black in there. Just a little bit, just as a contrasting colour. And I'm just noticing that we haven't got that much purple coming over the sides here compared to the side that you're on. And now I'm going to go in the reverse order. Rid of the last of that pink. And now this base is really flat, so I'm not going to have any problems with a large puddle forming that doesn't want to go over the sides. It is eventually all going to run down the sides. I just want to point out that we've got that little bit that's coming down over the nobules in the bottom. Just enough to make a little bit of a addition. And if we look at the puddles on around the base, let's take you over this side, where the puddles are so much smaller. So obviously this is not sitting 100% smooth. But I'm liking the colour. What I'm not liking is seeing the green streaks through here. Any more green streaks? That's really interesting. There's only one panel that isn't fully covered. All right. I'm liking it. I'm just wondering if it needs anything else or whether I should just leave it. I'm thinking I might leave it. Well, move it off this, but leave it. So, just gonna pick that up and move it over there. I said I wasn't going to end up with a puddle, but I have. Sorry, playing in the puddles. Okay, so what we've got left down under here is, Let's bring you back up to the top. So we've got a pretty little flower thing going on. A couple of black drips where I was touching up the black. What I'm going to do with this is get my straw on. Get my straw. Where is my straw? There it is. So, let's turn it around so I can reach to the other side without sticking my head in front of your face. Alright, I'm liking that. Let's get the torch on it. So, there's been lots and lots of questions about what sort of torch am I using. This is a butane torch. It's refillable. And I just got it from the coin safe. They have them, they're $5. And really useful, really useful. And you're not burning the paint, you're just warming the paint. So let's just zoom you back out a little bit. So I'm going about that close. It's only just warm enough. I'm just getting to the point where it's too warm to put your hand in front of, and that's as big and bad as you want to go. And all it's doing is popping any air bubbles and asking that silicone that we put in to rise to the top. Okay. And I'm just gonna give it some texture. Whether that texture will stay or not is a different story. I'm just noticing there's points on the canvas that are showing the white through, and that does not work for me. All right. So I like that. It's kind of bright but kind of muted. It'll be interesting to see how it comes out. You guys want to see what's happening over there? So now I'm going to grab the torch and go over there because we've got silicone in there and we've now got some areas that have got multiple layers. So just gonna, you can kind of see how far away I am with this shot. The flame is not to touch the paint, that's really important. Go around the other side. Okay. We're not getting cells out of this, guys. What's going on? It's funky. But we're not getting cells, which is interesting. One of the other reasons why I wanted to make sure that I had a base of black on this is that because it's green, I really didn't want green to be poking its head through. And sometimes when you pour a colour on that has silicone, the silicone actually hits the base first, and so as the silicone rises it pushes everything away from the base and you end up with the base showing through. So you might get a cell over here that is green. You're like, ah, that's not my target. Right, no cells. That's funny because we've got cells in the picture but not on the bottle. Right. Okay, I'm going to leave these two to dry. And I'll come back once they're dry and finish off this video. So, you get to see it sooner than I do. Well, no, not really. But it would feel like it. So, I'll be back in 3, 2, 1... Okay, so they're dry, both of them, and I didn't quite get the coverage of the black I needed. I've got a little bit of black, white streaking here, but other than that, and the lumpy chumpies, which is cool, I like those, give a bit of texture. It's funny how the light changes with the camera, because that's really picking up that purpley pink, and it's not actually quite that bright, but it's definitely cool. I like it. I really like the iridescence of this area. So, yay! Now, oh, I like that bit too. Check those cells out. They're so little. See if I can get you better. They're so little, but they're so pretty. Okay, so let's have a look at the bottle. Bottle. It's pretty too. It's got lots of that glistening blue, which the light is really getting to. And it didn't turn out anything like I would have liked it to. But it's still pretty. I still like it. So I'm just going to cut off the tape, and that is around that line there. So when you've taped something, and if you've got a hard enough substrate, I do recommend running the blade round and just breaking the seal, trying not to fly off into some random direction, but just break that paint metal seal along a nice clean line so that when you peel the tape off, it will not rip off down on some random tangent. See, look, that paint is just peeling straight off the painter's tape completely. And I can't even find the angle at which the tape is supposed to be. There we go. We have it. This painter's tape is really not the best one available. And it has been sitting around in my garage. See, that's what we're trying to avoid. I obviously didn't cut through that bit just quite right. See, missed that tiny little bit. That's what you're trying to avoid. Okay. So there we have it. We have our little bottle, and I'm going to put some silicone over that. So I will re-black that little bit there before I do, just so that we don't end up with this random green bit. But I'm gonna put resin over this so that we have a bottle that is water protected, and I'll bring that resin up so that it sits just above the paint and connects in with the metal. Resin tends to stick a little bit better than paint does. So there we go. I like both of them. How about you? Let's put the lid back on so you can get a real sense of what that's going to look like. Ta-da! It's my water bottle. How's it getting any better than that? Bum bum ba la la la. So guys, thank you so much for coming to play. Now, by the time you see this, I have already sent out the email saying that I'm going live tomorrow. So there's a hint, I'm going live tomorrow. If you are not on my email list, this is what you need to do. You need to go to my mickeyart.co.nz/sign up and register on my email list. Pretty much all I ever send to you is information about when I'm going live, and you'll get a notification the day before so that you can plan your day around me. And occasionally I'll send out notifications about other things that I'm doing that are relevant to art. If you sign up on this, it will only ever be relevant to me or art. If I'm doing a class like I did last night, the how to price your work class, then I'll let you know about it. But if it's not relevant to art, I won't spam you with stuff. So there you go, guys. Head on over there. It is now the end of February, so the birthday sale is over. But you are more than welcome to go and check out my shop. I am making a commitment to myself. Beginning of March. Yay! Upload new products. And I'm throwing around ideas on what may create more interest in purchasing. So if you have any suggestions, I'd love to hear them. If you have any suggestions about what we should do for our challenge for March on acrylic pouring for fun, I have put a post up on the group. Please jump onto that post and give me your suggestions. What should we challenge ourselves to in March? I haven't been very good at this month's challenge. I did a couple of red ones, but I haven't done very well. My apologies. But I did use pink. Are you guys all proud of me? I am so not a pink person, but I have used pink in more than one video. So there you go, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me. And I will see you live tomorrow. And then I will have more videos coming to you after that. I get at least 6 a week in. I try and do every day. But I love having you comment and like and talk to me. So please, please, please keep coming. I'm a bit behind. I'm so grateful. Oh my goodness. The video I posted on the 16th, which was last Sunday. So we're now, what, Thursday? So 10 days ago, 11 days ago. And I'm up to 140,000 views on that video already. That most of you, I would say, have probably seen it already. But wow, I am so grateful to however that got charging out around. Very, very grateful. Very excited that that has gone viral. That's super cool. Anyway, I adore you all, and I will see you tomorrow. I love you. Tomorrow is only a day away. Bye-bye.